What up? Welcome. I'm just getting up. You guys get me pre-workout today. All right, so check this out. We're not going to the bass first. If we haven't met yet, my name is Ted and I talk bass. It's early morning here in New Orleans, and this is a part of this whole beginner series that we've been doing. You notice I don't have a bass in my hand for good reason, because we're going to talk about something that is not specific to any instrument. Rhythm. Rhythm is one of the most important skills that you could build. 𝗗𝗍𝗢𝗧𝗏, I see you. And don't skip this. Come to this with a beginner mind, right? Or if you have another word for it, come with that, because this is the stuff that people skip, okay? Also, when you come in the room, hit the like button and the subscribe button. I'm going to wake up here in a second. Okay, so we're going to be talking about rhythm, and we're going to start at the ground floor. The ground floor. I see 𝗚𝗘𝗦𝗦𝗧𝗏 in the building. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to put this fraction looking thing here on the screen. Now, all this means, don't complicate this. Don't complicate this. It means that there's 4 beats in a measure, and the quarter note gets the beat, is what is like the classic terminology. But what in the world does that mean? Imagine you have $1, right? Just stick with me. A paper dollar. That $1 is worth what? 100 pennies? 4 quarters? Right? Don't get me to counting this early in the morning, but you understand what I'm saying. You can mix up any combination of coins as long as it adds up to $1. Same thing. Same thing. But let's do this circle here, and let's say that's our $1. Matter of fact, let's put this line here, and then we'll do this here. So let's say we got $1 here on the hold on a second. Hang on a second. Let's get a laser pointer going. Let's say we have $1 here and $1 here. Well, this is empty. Okay, that's got to be filled with something. It could be filled with another whole note, and all that means is that we hold that note out for 4 beats. That's it. But peep this. Every note value or event or whatever you want to call it, there is a corresponding rest as well. What is rhythm? Rhythm is the pattern of sound and silence. Rhythm is the patterns of sounds and silence, right? Rests also have to be played. Now, rhythm is what we're talking about, right? Not instrument specific. Then there's pitch. Rhythm is how the music moves through time. Pitch, how high or low, right? Let me know in the chat if that makes sense. So, and my handwriting is bad, and you'll just have to deal with it. Now we've got whole note and a whole rest. A whole ass rest and a whole ass note. This is 2 measures, and Clay has heard me say this a lot before. So has Chevy, so has Anton Bradley. This 2 measures right here is what I like to call the groove architecture. Mostly every groove that you know and love is built on a 2-measure framework, right? Sometimes 4, 2-measure framework. You can visualize that in your mind, right? So I like to when first getting into rhythm, I like to say, play the first measure and then rest for the second measure so that your brain gets a chance to process, and you know that you have to play the rest. All right? I know it's the part that people want to skip. Now, I'm not even going to grab a bass. In order to play this whole note, I have to do something physically to acknowledge it. One of the ways we should teach this in elementary music is go 1, 2, 3, 4, rest, 2, 3, 4. There's no metronome. There's no... my goal is to get you to internalize rhythm inside. So you count along with me. And then when you come back to this video, because you're going to bookmark it, right? You are going to do this on your own. Okay? You ready? 1, 2, ready, and 1, 2, 3, 4, rest. 2, let's repeat it. And 1, 2, 3, 4, rest. 2, 3, 4. Now you can't see it. My leg is tapping because the goal is to have time inside. Doesn't matter what else is going on. At the risk of sounding arrogant, I have an impeccable sense of time. Ooh, he's big-headed. Let me explain what that means. That doesn't mean that I don't rush. It doesn't mean that I don't drag from time to time. It means that I am aware and I can correct it. Not only am I aware and I can correct it, I am aware and can correct it in concert with the drummer. You know what I mean? So if I'm playing with a skilled drummer that also has an impeccable sense of time, we can work the thing out. I can also affect the time, right? I can also, so anyway, we'll get there. We'll get there. But this is just getting you to understand the basics, okay? If I take that half note, let's say we take that, take that whole note. Again, this 4/4 only says to us that we have 4 beats in a measure, okay? And you've heard of 3/4 time, and it's math. That part is math. So but we're talking about what is known as common time. Most of the popular music that we listen to and love is in 4/4 time, all right? Especially if you like funk, soul, and R&B. As a matter of fact, today is day 1 of the Cissy Strut Challenge over at Groove School. If you are a total beginner, Groove School is not really the place for you. However, if you are an intermediate player and you are stuck and you want access and community and challenges, meet me over at tedtalksbass.com. Click the Groove School link. You can try it for 7 days free. Okay, so we're going to cut this whole note into 2 equal parts. These are known as half notes, right? And you've heard this before. Doesn't matter if you've heard it before because you are coming to us right now with an open beginner mind. Let me just do this. I'll write that 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now, if I were going to write, I can't get this little thing out of the way on this. Anyway, I could write 2 half rests in the second measure, but that would be ugly. So we're just gonna have our whole rest there. Okay? How would we acknowledge 2 half notes in our body? Like this. 1, 2, 3, and 1, 2, 3, 4, rest. 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, rest. 2, 3, 4. Now this is what I want you to do. I'm going to give you some homework, and the homework is this. I don't care what it is that you are listening to today. I don't care what it is that you're listening to today. I want you somehow clap or acknowledge the whole and the half and also the quarter. We're going to get to the quarter in a second. I'll give you an example. I'm not going to play copywritten music. I'm going to pull up Marlowe's app, Back Pocket Grooves, which is so dope. Okay, and I'm just going to play a groove that's on here. 1, 2, 3, 4, rest. 1, 2, 3, 4, rest. 1, rest, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, rest. And you could even now some of y'all looking at me like I'm crazy right now saying, where's this bass and why? It's because if you are struggling with rhythm right now, it's because you're skipping steps. If you're struggling with playing, it's because you're trying to skip steps. You're trying to jump from not even knowing how to hold the thing. And by the way, this live stream is a part of a whole series. Okay? If you're impatient and you say, oh, he talks too much, I ain't the dude for you, right? Pick up on the nuggets, man. Let's do another one. Oh. 1, 2, 3, 4. Do you understand what I'm saying? Why? 1, 2, 3, 4, rest. The whole point is, it's inside. Dancers do the same thing. I'm not trying to get you not trying to get you to be a dancer nor a singer. What I'm trying to do is get you to acknowledge inside. Internalize this. All right? I feel passionately about this. Passionate about this. Okay. You can do this with any music that you're listening to. And what happens is you will start to find ways pick and choose. That's right. That's exactly right. So you will find ways to start moving, right? There's something about the bass that you picked it up and makes you move, but you can't make people move if you won't move yourself. So, right? Okay, let's move on now. Let's apply it. Let's apply it to the bass. I didn't get creamer this morning. And before anybody asks me, yes, the 50th anniversary of the mothership landing was this weekend, and I did not see it. Okay? I'm ashamed of myself, but there it is. You don't need to see the bass, you need to hear the bass, okay? So I don't want to change scenes. All right? Let's pick the note D. D is a good note. D is a good note. And we're going to play that top line. Just that top line. If you've been following along with the beginner series, you know all the physics. You can play a little bit, right? Even with the 4th of July holiday, you should have some playing ability, all right? We're going to choose the note D. Remember our hand position? We're just going to use the first finger. We're going to play the first line, okay, where we have the whole note and the whole rest. I should have wrote I should have wrote first day with the new teeth, sorry. I should have written a repeat sign there, but I did not. Use your imagination. 1, 2, 3, and 1, 2, 3, 4. Rest. 2, 3, 4. Rest. Do it again. 3. 2, 3, 4. Rest. 2. I played too long. 1. I cut it off short there. We'll get there. Three, 4. Rest. 2, 3, 4. Everything that I did was born out of that 2-measure framework. 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4. 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. Okay. Now we're going to do the half notes. Don't worry. Look, I promise you, if you cut out all of the other stuff I did, I always came back to 1, 2, 3, 4, rest. 2. 1, 2, 3, 4. 3 E and a 4 E and a 1, 2, 3. You curious about where your fills and all of that stuff come from? I just cracked open the door for you. All right. Let's go to the second line. We're going to stay on the note D. The second line, we're going to play half notes now. Okay? 1, 2, 1, 2 on the note D. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2. We're resting, going back. 1, 2, 3, 4. And I'm just talking. 1, 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And 1, 2, 3, 4. Rest. 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Rest. 2, 3, 4. Now, why did that feel groovy? Why did that feel like I could just get into that? There's no backing track. There's no click track. Nothing. Because it's all internal, baby. Everything. My speech, all of that stuff, right? Think about, I know you've heard the story of James Jamerson, and I'm going to butcher this story, but James Jamerson talking about, you know, a female with, nowadays everybody's so sensitive, so I got to be careful about how I say this, but, a shapely woman walking down the street. Ba-doom, 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 ba-doom. Now, I know in the culture that I grew up in, everything is rhythmic. And I grew up in New Orleans as well. So like everything is kind of rhythmic. If you listen to the funk of New Orleans, it's hot down here. It's, people don't really walk. They saunter in New Orleans, If you look, baby, say love, let me holler at you. Say baby. Say yellow skirt. Say babe. When I'm playing, I'm almost feeling and hearing certain, feeling a certain thing, like speech. I don't know if I'm explaining that correctly. My brain is still waking up, but let me know in the chat if that makes sense to you. All right, let's move forward. Let's go forward with our love. Let's go forward with our love. Terrence Trent D'Arby, first album. Let's go forward with our love. We're going to clear that. And I don't know why I can't get this little... Hang on a second. Hang on a second here, friends. Let's do that and see if we can restart it. Still got this in the way. No worries. Now we're gonna get a little bit more interesting. Okay? We got 4/4 time. What does that mean? Just means whatever we put into these two boxes needs to equal 4 quarter notes, right? So, bam. And we'll do this. And I'll put a repeat sign here now. Now we're going to deal with the quarter note. 1, 2, 3, 4. The same as our quarters. Like if we got $1, quarter. Now, also, we could put 4 quarter rests in here. You just have to deal with my handwriting, okay? But we're not going to do that. What we're going to do is we are just going to put a whole rest there for starters, okay? And then we're going to get a wee bit more interesting. Whoopsies. Didn't want to do that. Okay, we're going to keep on the note D. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, and 1, 2, 3, 4. Rest. 2. Rest. 2, 3. Now, if you've been watching the beginner series, here's a little tidbit for you. If you're playing like one note like that, I'm gonna give you a little extra, a little lagniappe, as we say in New Orleans, which means a little extra, a little something else, a little something extra. You could take 1, 2, 3, 4, 2. You see what I did with my left hand, my fretting hand? I'm just shifting little shifts. Just get you used to working that hand. That sounded naughty. Not a word, Clay. Okay? Let's add some more rest in here. We're going to do that by way of only playing beat 1 and beat 3. If you are out in public, do not clap on these beats, okay? Especially don't let me see you, because I will clown. I'm just saying. 1, 2, beat 1 and beat 3 and 1. Rest. 2. Don't skip it. 1. And you could see that you know, let's play them short. 1, 2, 3, 4. Rest. 2, 3, and 1. All this other stuff. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. The framework, no matter all that other stuff that I'm playing, this is the thing. It's all built on that. Da da ba 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 do do. Da da. Ba da ba da ba da. I don't mind being a little bit goofy for you if it helps you to understand that it's an internal thing. I still have that framework. I have this simple framework of quarter notes. Okay? The simple on beat 1 and 3, and then everything else is falling around that. Let me see. Pick and Choose says, yeah, I really think music from rhythm to melody is very connected to human speech. Absolutely. Absolutely. The thing melody expresses, including its rhythm and pitches, are so similar to the things. Absolutely. What's up, Tiny? Lucas says, I did the assignment. I took note of the previous lessons. I found that my fretting hand problems, come on, man, that's what I like to hear. That's what I like to hear. That's what I'm talking about, baby. That's what I'm talking about, man. It ain't rocket science. It's pocket science. Anybody could do this shit. You know what I mean? Listen, how I came up with that saying, I don't know not one bass player that's cured any infectious diseases, right? So we should not approach, I don't approach this as like, what I say is law and you, blah, 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 blah. No, man. No. I used to be a beginner too. And sometimes I'm still a beginner at some stuff. The things I struggle with, concepts I need to get my head wrapped around, whatever. Okay, let's do this now. And we'll talk about eighth notes probably tomorrow. So today we're just going to deal with quarter notes. Let's do this. Let's erase this measure. Right? And we're going to put, we just did 1 and 3. Now we're going to do 2 and 4. So here's where it is very important that you catch what I said in the beginning. The rhythm has to be internal. You have to acknowledge time somewhere, some way with your body, and the rests need to be played. Okay? 1, note D. 1, 2, 3, and rest. Let me play them longer now. I'm going to start playing with it. Everything. Now, I know all that little bit, blah, 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 blah. That's beyond some of you guys, right? There are systems for that. There's systems for that. But like Pick and Choose said earlier, it's like picking up vocabulary. Everything that I did, I've done before on some level. Everything that I'm saying right now, I've said before. Every word that I'm speaking, I've said before. You've heard those words before. And I speak English as my first language, my only language, outside of a little bit of German and a little bit of Thai, right? So everything that I'm saying comes out of the same 26 letters of the alphabet, right? But then we pick up phrases. How many times have you heard that? I guess you know me well. I don't like winter. Seem to get a kick out, don't you go? Oh, what the hell? You always surrender. What's this strange relationship that we hold on to? How many times have you heard that? It's a vocabulary word. When I just stick with me here, okay? This is gonna make sense. I remember the song "She's Always in My Hair" by Prince. When I got that on 45, I was going to hang out with a homie and I brought the 45 with me. And I was so enthralled with this song. I was just riveted by this freaking song. I played it over and over and over again. But the end of the guitar solo, that lick did something to me. So I wanted to know what that was. And so then and this is just an example that pops to mind. And then I was like, I need to find out what that is so that I can incorporate that into my own vocabulary. So all the other stuff that I was doing back to this is, you know, bits of vocabulary. Let's make this a little bit more interesting now. And we're gonna do something different in measure 2. Okay, instead of just having that rest there, we're going to do something just a little bit different. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4, 1. I am going to introduce eighth notes here. Okay, so what we need, remember, 4/4 time, whatever combination of note events that we put in that measure, it's got to add up to 4 beats. So for instance, there's a quarter rest. Do we have what we need to fulfill 4 beats? Absolutely not. But I'm going to put 2 eighth notes on beat number 2. Do I have what I need to fulfill 4 beats in that measure. Absolutely not, because I got 2, I need 4. I don't know why I said that way. I need 4. Just for the, so we can get that visual. We've got beat 1, beat 2, beat 3, beat 4, beat 1, beat 2, and 3, 4. I'm going to tell you a story. A lot of times I stop and tell stories because they are important. Some of you know my story. I did not read music until I was 35, right? 35, 36. I went to college at that age. Weirdo. I did that. And there's a buddy of mine, his name is Aaron. He's a, symphony player, all this. He was dating this woman who did a lot of musicals. And there was a show that came out called Lucky Stiff. And she asked me if he couldn't do it. So they asked me if I could do it. And I was scared. I didn't want to do it because I wasn't so sure about my reading chops. Well, I wound up saying yes. And then I started learning this process, right? So anyway, I got the book, I got the cast recording and all that. But one of the things that I would do, let me do this again so it makes sense to you. One of the things that I would do is I would take a pencil and I would write out the rhythms until I got comfortable with just seeing rhythms as words and phrases. So I would just do things like this: 1, 2, 3, 4. And if it was a rest, I would just kind of put it in parentheses like this. And I just did this until I got comfortable, until I could just see rhythmic words and phrases. It takes time. It takes time. It takes it's a little bit of a process. The process is different from, it's different for everybody, of course, right? But had I not put myself into that situation, who knows? I'd maybe still be in the same place. But for about 6 or 7 years, I became a first call theater bassist in the Bay Area, and the only black dude that was doing and it wasn't because of necessarily because of my playing ability, but I was like one of the only cats that could read. You know what I mean? So all of these things start working in concert with each other, and you start catching more stuff than you even realize. So here we have a new rhythm, 2-bar framework. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, and 3, 4, 1. Listen, we about to have some fun. Y'all done messed up now. I know I don't have to. Wait a minute. Let me see. Hold on a second. But we about to have some fun. We're going to add a beat now. Because I know y'all been looking for it. Hold on a second. Just give me a second. I'm skipping my workout for y'all. You know I got the workout. Let's see. Something's queued up already. Woo! We're going to use this. Can y'all hear the beat? Let me see, that beat might be too loud. Let me know if y'all can hear that beat. Now, how would I add that rhythm that's written on the screen to this beat? One, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, and 3, 4, 1. don't know if y'all can hear that beat. Because I didn't plan that. Nobody's typing in the chat, so I guess maybe you can hear it. Now that beat didn't match, the rhythm didn't match the kick, but it ain't the point. Let's put something else on. Let's put another, what else do we have here? Let's see. I'm going to open up Songmaster and pull a groove from like a real song. And let's make sure that we only have the drum so we don't get ourselves. Oh, here's Flurries. Now, peep this. So once we get comfortable with this framework, whatever the framework is, that happens to be the framework that I just wrote down, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, and 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, and if I want to go like build the rest of that, you know, like get some more interest, then I add other notes, and then we got to make some decisions about, you know, harmony and, you know, scale tones versus chord tones or whatever, but we keep them in that rhythm, right? So if I'm, you know, I'm doing a you know, minor 7, dominant 7 kind of a thing, right? Let's say I just add a third. Now I'm skipping ahead here, right? Now I'm not going to explain everything I'm doing. I'm just giving you the hint. 1, 2, 3, 4. All that other stuff, what I keep coming back to, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2. What did I do this year? 1, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4. Okay. There's a lot of information for one morning. So I got to go work out, man. If I don't, you see, I got to burn off this morning energy. Let's do this again tomorrow. Let's explore eighth notes a bit more tomorrow. How do you feel about that? We'll explore eighth notes. Today, we talked about whole notes, whole rests. We spent a little bit of time on half notes. Then we went to quarter notes. Tomorrow, we'll break down some eighth note stuff. All right? And the reason I'm doing it on the fly and not pre-planning it or whatever, is I like it like that. Not only do I like it like that, but I want for you to get, you can do that too, right? You can do that as well. So, if you don't know, there's a link. I'm going to put the link, after I get off, I'm going to put the link. I am doing something. I'm randomly selecting people to give free bass lessons to. Let me tell you how it works. You go fill out a form, right? When I randomly select, I send you an email. You got to check your email, right? You check your email and say, hey, look, fill out this and follow these steps, and we'll get you going with that. And what I do in that lesson is I evaluate what's happening, and then we come up with a plan for you to get from one point to the next point. It's like going to the doctor, right? Like, if you just walked into a doctor's office and the doctor started prescribing you stuff, you might be like, whoa, wait, hold up, homie. I ain't taking that. What are you talking about? That ain't even what's wrong with me, right? You got to go to the doctor. The doctor looks at you and says, this is what we got to do. You know what I mean? So, D from Brooklyn says, thank you so much. I try to be. Thank you so much. D from Brooklyn says, good morning, y'all. I'm learning to read music and understand those eighth notes and timing. Yeah, listen. Imagine, I'm going to leave y'all with this. Listen, every last one of us started off with mumbling whatever we thought we were hearing around us. That's what we did. In America, what do we do? What are we, like 6 years old before we go to school? How many of y'all remember those big fat pencils, like the number 16 pencil, and you like drawing your name, you know what I mean, like a caveman? You trying to draw your letters, you know? I was about 6 years old before I found out my name was really Theodore. And then I was really fucked up because I was like, I got to spell all that? Are you kidding me? I'm kidding. But I was 6, and it was a shock to my system. So I always had to hear that Alvin, Simon, Theodore shit. Anyway, so we all start off like that, where we're struggling we're struggling to hold the pencil. We don't know how to hold the pencil, right? That physical part. That's why last week we spent so much time. Every day last week, we spent we spent the whole week dedicated to just getting comfortable with holding the instrument. So you don't have to relearn that every time you pick it up, right? So we're in school, and then when you finally get it, apple. And then you look at that A or whatever that letter is, and you're like, oh shit. I mean, that's how I spoke to myself when I was a 6-year-old. I said, oh shit. Not true. But you say, oh my goodness, that's just a visual representation of what I've been saying. You catch it on the way home. You know what I mean? That is just a visual representation of what I've been saying. So when I wrote that T down, I said, oh, Ted. I've been saying Ted. I've been saying it my whole life. I've been hearing it my whole life. And now I'm learning how to write it down and see it on the page. Think about, I mean, really put yourself back in the mind of being a child. Think about the things that we all struggled with at some point in our lives, right? Anything that you read, there was a time when you would have to sound it out, figure it out. And now when you look at words on a page, you're not sounding it out. You're just chunking them, right? Anything in your sphere, anything that you are already reading. The process for learning how to read music, and I'm not saying that you have to do that. You don't have to do that. You truly do not have to do that. My experience is that once I was able to read, even on a little level, I'm never going to discourage you from reading or learning theory. Not going to do it. Not going to do it. Not going to do it. I don't know a musician anywhere ever that is worse off for being literate. None. Likewise, I do not, and I don't mean illiterate or literate in a classist manner. I'm using them in their textbook definitions, right? You either read the stuff on the page or you don't, okay? G-Love says, remember phonics class. It's the same principle. So no, you don't need to read. No, you don't need to know music theory. But there's two things that I feel very passionately about. One, I do not know a musician who is worse off for knowing music theory or being able to read, not a one, okay? But also, damn it, I lost my train of thought. I need to go work out. There are great musicians who don't know either. But then I think more musicians know more theory than they think they do, or more theory than they want to let on. Because, with music, it's kind of cool to think that, oh my God, all these things just come from the heavens. And sometimes they do. But for most of us, they don't. Okay? I gotta go work out. Tiny, I'm going to give you a hit a little bit later. I saw that you sent me a message. I'm going to hit you up in a bit. All right, y'all. You know it ain't rocket science. It's pocket science. I'll catch y'all tomorrow. Peace. 2 fingers.